is.
No nonsense tonight.
Oh man, I'm tired.
Whew.
I feel like we're up too high. Are we up too high?
There we go.
Are we up too? Oh, sorry. Are we? This.
All right.
I think this is
I
good.
think we're on. I think we got it.
I think we did. Wow. What a weekend.
Hi, Brandy and Robin. Ziva.
I feel like we could use another weekend.
Hi, Linda.
Yes. You're not
And
as.
Faye.
You're not as.
Hi, Sherry.
You're not as squeaky as you usually are. You must be super tired.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
a
tired
little.
too.
Hey, Jerry. Hi, John.
So yeah, so we just pulled in from Washington D.C. We got a little held up there by our own accord, and we planned on being home for dinner. Really, probably 4-ish, 3-ish, but we got a little sidetracked. But before we tell you how we got sidetracked, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Tim Kaufman.
I'm Heather Kaufman.
And we run a page called Fat Man Rants, and together we have lost 290 pounds. But more importantly, we've regained our health, and we live a healthy, happy, and very active life on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. We come to you guys live. We try to give you advice and tips and tricks. We don't know everything, but we try to share what we've learned because we know if we can do it,
you can too.
Yes. And we just had we had about a 8-ish hour trip back from Washington. We were at a summit there, and I still don't know how to say the name. Reductarian,
something like that.
Summit. Where we signed some books and sold some cookbooks, and we had a lot of fun.
And we got to hang out with some great people.
Yes, and
Josh,
meet new friends. And hang out with they're not old friends, but we've known them, the Lajanis, for a while, and it's a super. One of the coolest benefits about our community is meeting all these amazing people.
Yes.
So tonight, because I know Heather said last week she couldn't wait to cook for you guys. So tonight she is going to be making baked falafels with a basil pesto sauce, no oil, and a homemade chunky marinara sauce to top them off.
I don't think so.
No, there's nothing to be made.
Anything.
I am not allowed to pan the camera, but we literally grabbed all the luggage we could, dumped it on the kitchen table. My bicycle's still in the vehicle. We still have to unpack. And hello from Alaska. That's
somebody
super
said,
cool.
Brandy said it was snowing in Montana.
I saw that. Snowing in Montana. Oh, check this out. It was like
hi, Kristen.
90 degrees in Washington when we left. It was so freaking hot, right? So we drive back to Buffalo, open the door, and it's like freaking freezing here.
Oh, you're a baby.
It's in the 50s.
Cool.
It's cold.
It feels great.
From 90 to 40 degrees on a road trip.
Yeah.
It was
But that's
cool.
okay.
Okay. So,
what we were going to talk about today.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is really, I don't know, maybe it's stupid. It really doesn't have a whole lot to do with the plant-based, but it does have a lot to do with lifestyle, I think. And so we were actually getting ready to leave. We checked out of the hotel, which we'll talk about hotel food in a minute, but we checked out of the hotel. We were going to go down to the parking garage to pick up our vehicle, and we saw this nice line of bicycles.
Well, you saw it first.
That you get this app on your phone, and we live in the country, so we don't have anything like this. We have like tractor shares. We don't have bicycle shares. So it took me almost 2 hours to actually download the app and get my credit card in there and everything.
Hi, Donna.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, and so we decided that we were going to go for a ride around Washington, D.C.
But make sure when it's really hot, you don't wear jeans and you don't tote a purse.
Yes. Well, we were very unprepared for this, which is unlike us.
But it was okay. It was
But
great.
and I think you were freaked out.
A little nervous because I haven't been on a bike in a while.
But they have these cool bells that you can ring as you're. But so I don't want to take a whole bunch of time explaining this, but then put us like we had a schedule and we didn't like. I didn't really make a schedule, but I knew what time my target was to get home because we were going to be tired and we were gone. Like it was just boom, 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 and it was okay. We kind of let that go. Mm-hmm. Which is hard for me, and we went and enjoyed ourselves. And honestly, until the last couple miles, it was a very good time. It was a really cool way to see Washington, kind of bombing around on bikes, and it was just fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
But I wanted to say this, like, do stuff like that, like because. I would have walked, because I know this is normally what would have happened. I would have walked them by them bikes. I would have got the app out on my phone. I would have installed the app. I would have been ready to press it. I would have looked at my watch and said, you know what? We can't do this. We don't have enough time. But I didn't. And I would have thought the whole way home, man, we should have done that. We should have. And I'm glad we did it. So my point is I said all that to say this. Do stuff. Do fun stuff. If you have an opportunity to do something, go do it. Go do it. Yeah. Because regretting stuff is stupid when you don't have to. Do fun stuff. Do new stuff. And I know, especially for you.
And be a little adventurous.
Yes.
I have routine, and I like routine. I don't like to veer away from routines. And this weekend, I actually was able to go on little adventures. I actually went to run around DC with Josh Lajani, and normally I don't like to venture away from Tim too much, especially somewhere where I've never been, and it was fun to do that. And then to get on the bike and ride the bike.
And not only that, it's hard, like you have your routes that you run around here, you're super familiar with them. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for you to just go somewhere and not know where you're going. And that freaks you out. So I'm proud of you. And you ran 13 miles with Josh. And they ran all the way around the Lincoln Memorial. You went behind the Pentagon. I think, were you at the White House?
I think we got in front of that.
And so that's so cool. And sometimes that fear of the unknown, or the fear of changing your schedule, the fear of not knowing exactly where you're going to be, or what happens if I run out of water at mile 10, or what happens if these rental bikes fall apart, which are pretty rickety. You gotta give all that stuff up. Just put it off in the back of your mind. And I watched you, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but I watched you. You were so tensed up, you didn't even ring the bell.
Because somebody else was ringing the bell a lot.
I love the bells. I should have took a video of it. But I watched you, as soon as, we spent, I don't know, even 10 minutes, you totally loosened up, your shoulders kind of fell down, and you looked like you were having fun.
I was.
Until about 9 miles later, she's not used to cycling, so she was a little and to be fair, you ran 13 miles a day before.
Right.
So the point of all this is not to tell you guys a funny story, but do stuff, even if you got to step out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Do it now, because we're not promised tomorrow.
And especially if you travel and you go play, you're always traveling and you are on a schedule because you have business or whatever, I'm sure you can take a little time out to find things to do to keep yourself active.
And to put it in perspective, we pretty much drove 15 hours round trip. That couple hour bike trip, it wasn't a very big investment compared to where, that's a long ways to drive to not do anything or to let something go that you could do. So, we were inconvenienced a little bit, but it was 100% worth it. So that's all we're going to say about that. The next thing...
we talk a lot about traveling and how to bring food with you. Especially, there's a lot of places that don't have the kind of food that you can eat. So we always try to make sure when we travel, we bring our own food. So this time, we brought some potatoes.
Lots of potatoes.
And we were planning on microwaving them.
Well, we brought cooked off potatoes. We had cooked sweet potatoes. We had some potatoes out of the air fryer. And then I had some just in the Instant Pot. But here's the thing. Traveling is tricky, especially when you're driving. This is when I find I do the most mindless eating when I travel, because I'm bored out of my mind, and it's like I know like I'm not hungry, but I'm reaching around to get something to eat. And for me, I eat way too much in the vehicle, and maybe the answer is putting the food all the way to the back, so we actually have to get out of the car to get it. I don't know, but I just do this mindless thing where I'm bored, so I'm eating out of boredom. But we had enough potatoes cooked that we should have been okay, but both of us kind of ate too many potatoes on the way. The sweet potatoes are so freaking good
They
that
were delicious.
I can't stop. They taste like candy to me. So we ran short, but I had backup potatoes that weren't cooked, and in my mind we were just going to toss them in the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
So
unfortunately, there wasn't a microwave.
There
in the
was no
hotel.
microwave, and the only microwave they had was like at the Bell station. Like, then I did not want to deal with that. So Heather had this amazing idea.
I knew there was a Whole Foods, and we could eat at Whole Foods, but sometimes, there's
Most
stuff
of the
that
time.
you can't eat unless you just do like a big salad or whatever, or you can find things, but it's hard to find exactly what you want to eat without any oil in it. But so I remembered that they had a microwave, and they had two of them, and I said, well, let's go over to the produce. So we went over to the produce. We grabbed a couple bags of the little tiny baby potatoes. We grabbed a bag of sweet potatoes, and I got a salad, and I grabbed an extra box.
Yeah.
And so after we checked out, we went over. I put the potatoes right in the box, threw them in the microwave.
We ran two microwaves.
Luckily, nobody was waiting.
We sat there and ate the prepared food while we were eating. We were cooking off potatoes, and then we went back and did the same exact thing for the morning. Mm-hmm. Whole Foods is great because they have so many options, but it is tricky. You can, I would get aggravated and I'd see potatoes, and it's like, why do they got to put oil in them? But overall, that's a great place to go if you're out of food. You can go to Whole Foods, and there's always something you can feel. I mean, one of the situations is it's going to cost you $40 for two salads. But it works in a pinch.
And I think if you're able to go, I mean, Whole Foods is pretty much anywhere, but also I don't know exactly where, what other grocery stores have. I would assume Wegmans does, or
and listen,
other places.
Be creative. So let's forget Whole Foods. I don't want to blast Whole Foods, because they might sell my burgers for me someday. But you take anything. Go to Wegmans. I don't know, Wegmans isn't everywhere, but anywhere that you can get that pay by the pound salad bar thing, right? So what you can do is this. You got to use your head a little bit. So you could go get a jar of salsa, okay?
Yep.
You could if you like jalapenos. I love jalapenos. You could do that. You can find other stuff that you would normally have at home. Go buy it, and then make your salad up or whatever. But find stuff that doesn't have oil in it. Fill your plate up, and then you could come back. And if you find Whole Foods has a couple no oil hummuses. And there's an eggplant dip that has no oil.
Yep.
You could use that for a dressing. Or, like I said, you could buy salsa in the store and do that as well.
Right.
So you got to be creative. You got to think a little bit. It's sometimes it's kind of fun. It's like a scavenger hunt.
Right.
But you can get it done.
Yep.
You can get it done.
And yeah, that's it. Just think about what you're doing. Think about what you would have, and don't just give up and be like, well, I'll just have this then. Just there's always something that you can do and that you can find to have that's good and healthy and whole food.
Yeah. So I think, like, I'm not being mean, but this is what I think. If it's a priority, you're going to get it done. If it's important to you to stay, I hate saying stay on plan, but if it's important to you find the healthiest food you can while you're out, you're going to figure out a way to do it. By the same token, you can use that for an excuse, and I suppose you're free to do that as well. But you can make this work, and it is possible. We've been doing this a long time. And it's funny how we have changed so much over the years. We used to freak out when we travel. We would freak out. Like, we would pack enough for a small village. And now, like, we kind of wing it. And we do all right. You know, it's not always, you know, sometimes you're expecting to stop and have something nice and warm to eat, and you end up with a couple bananas and an apple. But there's always fresh fruit. There's always fresh fruit. Gas stations, anywhere.
And you'll survive.
And you will. And you won't die. You won't die by having to drive 3 extra hours. And like I say, I feel like that's where I do a lot of mindless eating when we travel. Okay, so are you done with that?
Yeah.
Okay, because you have to bake your falafels.
I'm not baking anything.
There's no
tonight.
falafels. Okay, so the one other thing that I know you had mentioned that will be fun to talk about is people. Let's be honest. Like, we went from a very sedentary life, getting to Friday. Nothing matters but that we can get to Friday and collapse.
Right.
And recharge for the week, right? Recharge for the week. And then Monday, you know, we'd start the process over, make it to Friday, and collapse. And our life is very, very different now.
Right.
It's go time. And I think that's for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
Yes. A couple reasons. That I haven't really thought about, but one of the reasons is because we're having fun.
Right.
Right? And just like the bike thing, like, we don't want to miss out on having fun.
Right.
Like,
and
we get excited about life.
And to be able to go, and whether it's a talk, whether it's to sell books, or whether it's just to be with people that we can either help or give the tips or tricks that we've done for what we've done for ourselves. You know, we are going to take advantage of being able to go to these things if we can do that. And, you know, sometimes it's a rush. You leave work, then we get in the car, and then we go. You know, depending what it is. Maybe it's on the plane, but you're on the go. But we do take care of ourselves.
Yeah, okay, so that's where I was going to go.
Okay.
That's where I was going to go with all this. So the first reason is because we love life. We do what we do because we love life, and we like all these new adventures, and we love, and to me, I feel like we have like 20 years to make up for all the sitting on the couch and actually wearing gutters into the couch, watching movies. We have a lot of stuff to make up for, and new things to see and explore and enjoy,
and new people to meet.
And we're not promised tomorrow. I've already said that twice tonight, and like, I don't know why that keeps coming to mind, but we're not promised tomorrow. So let's make the most of today. You know, let's make the most of that. So I think that's one reason. But another reason, I don't think we really live in this fast lane. And people see us on Facebook, especially our personal page, and we're always somewhere. We're always doing something. We always have business ventures going on and all this stuff. But I think the second reason is we do it because we can. Like, right. It's not stressful for me. It's not. It's tiring in a different way. It's not the same kind of tiring as, like, I'm not tired of life anymore. It's exciting, and you know, right now I'm ready for bed. Like, I'm tired. Mm-hmm. But like you said, we can do this stuff because
we take care of ourselves. We eat healthy. We exercise.
But we don't just eat healthy. We eat the healthiest diet on the planet.
Right.
Right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And we get enough sleep, and we, get enough exercise, that's for sure.
Yeah. And we feel great. And if this got to the point where it didn't feel fun and running around all the time, I mean, we're in town for a week, and then we're back out of town, But if it felt like it was stressful or if it was hurting me or you, I wouldn't do it.
Right. And it's not. And we want to, we love this whole new lifestyle. We love being able to be out there, to help other people, to be able to eat this way, live this way, and do what we can to help you.
Yeah. Yeah. And
to share, how we've gotten to where we got.
Right. And it's a great lifestyle. It really is. It's this. I say this so much, and I think this so much. This is so much bigger than a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. It's so much bigger, and it's it's community. Like that's really like I feel like that. This awesome community was disguised by food. Like, we went at this for health, we went at this for food, and our whole world got turned upside down with all the wonderful people, and it's just, I don't know, it's great stuff. It really is. And it's so much bigger than food.
Right.
It's life. It's life,
It's living life to its fullest.
Exactly.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, Jen. Julie.
Yeah, Julie also said you miss so much on the couch. And I used to, a couple of years, I should bring that hashtag back. I used to have this hashtag all the time that says hashtag things you don't see on the couch. And I would just take pictures of, sunsets. And we for a long time, we would chase sunsets like almost every night. We should do that. It's
we can go back to doing that.
Yeah, we should. So, just to recap, because people are asking what we're talking about the benefits of a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. That's so much bigger than food, because it gives you energy and it gives you health, and it gives me happiness knowing that I'm healthy.
Right.
Because that's such an important part of life. Yeah. So there's no falafels.
No falafels, no cooking tonight.
But Heather promised you guys last week she would cook, and she lied right to your faces.
Sorry. Just didn't have enough time to get stuff together. I thought we'd be home sooner, but we chose to go on an adventure.
We were adventuring, so we apologize. But next week, maybe we'll make 2 things.
And you go on an adventure if you can this week or weekend, and let us know what your adventure was.
Yes.
How's that?
That would be great. Tag us in your adventure. I don't know with what. So listen, we have got to go unpack the vehicle and take the garbage out, because that's another thing that has to be done before the morning. And we're going to bed. So listen, have a fantastic week. Do something that's a little risky. It's a little risky to get you out of your comfort zone. Go have fun. It's okay if you have to give up TV, if binge watching, whatever. It's okay. It's okay if you have to give that up to go do something and make a memory. Because memories, they're amazing. They're so much better than a TV show.
Right.
They really are. So make memories.
And if you're local, next week we have our meetup on Saturday from 11 to 12:30.
That I just posted.
And Tim just posted that, so we hope you all can come out and bring a friend.
Bring a friend. We're doing an air fryer demo, and I forgot what else, but we're doing a lot of fun stuff. Our group is growing.
Community small talk about community.
Yeah, something like that. But our group is growing. We're almost out of our room that holds like 150 people. So I'm super excited about it. I hope it keeps growing, and I hope you guys start community groups too. I hope you guys start. It's as simple as everyone bring a dish to pass, make it whatever day, the first whatever of the month, and get a monthly potluck going, because they're so worth it.
And if you don't know how to cook, just bring fruits and veggies.
There you go, or potatoes, and we have a microwave.
Potatoes, yes.
All right, until next week. Eat plants.
Move your body.
All you got to do is a little more than you did yesterday. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care.